Remembering God's mercy is essential for a whole lot of different reasons. I think as we read through the Old Testament particularly, and sometimes into the New Testament, we realize time and time and time again that actually we're quite a forgetful people. We forget who we are and we forget who God is and we forget what God has done over the course of our lives. And all throughout the Old Testament, the people of God were constantly being reminded by their religious leaders to remember God's work, to remember his mercy, to remember his miraculous deeds that he had done as he delivered them out of slavery and into the promised land, to remember his grace at various other points throughout their history. And sometimes that was communicated by words, and sometimes they were called to remember through festivals and through acts of worship. And then as we get into the New Testament, we begin to discover that sometimes we're being called to press on toward the goal, to fix our eyes on Jesus and fix our eyes on the future. And yet at the same time, the Bible's always reminding us to remember back. Now, why do we remember back to God's mercy? Well, we remember the mercy of God by situating ourselves at the foot of the cross. As we remember God's mercy, and as we think about what that looks like in our everyday, ordinary lives, it brings us back to the cross. It helps us to remember that we don't save ourselves. We're not the Savior, we're the needy. We bring nothing to our own salvation. It's all God's remarkable, miraculous work as he moves toward us in grace through Jesus to call us as his own, saving us by grace through faith in his finished work on the cross. So we remember, so we stay humble. We remember too, so that we understand that whenever sin sometimes takes over or shame wrecks us, that we can come to a God who is full of mercy and full of grace and will meet us just as we are. And so it's important that we always remember his mercy for those reasons.